Thank you, Mr. Chair. Excellencies, Your Majesty, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused massive disruption in economies and societies. Clearly, this pandemic has reversed our gains in economic growth and poverty reduction. We also suffer from the worsening effects of climate change. Our islands are sinking 4 times faster than the global average rate. This is true in Asia more than anywhere else. To stay relevant, ASEM partners must work together for inclusive recovery and climate change. And we must do so guided by the principles of justice, fairness, and equality. COVID-19 has affected us all, but the recovery is unequal. This cannot be attributed only to the lapses in domestic policy, but also to structural constraints in the global economy. We need more than multilateral action to address these constraints. Our ultimate goal is to speed up more economic exchanges and people mobility in the new normal. In this context, I repeat our keen interest to resume negotiation on a free trade agreement with the European Union. The promotion of human dignity is at the heart of the European integration project. This is a universal value we Filipinos also believe in. Let us work together rather than at odds to honor the shared and sacred value. Robust economic relations between the Philippines and EU will lift millions of Filipinos out of poverty, give them a chance at a life of dignity. This serves interests of human rights and democracy we both value. On a broader level, we must renew our support for an open and fair trading system under the World Trade Organization. It is crucial to resume safe cross-border travel to re-energize our economies. We need a framework of vaccine certificate recognition that is scientific, non-discriminatory, and compliant with WHO guidelines. One must not withhold recognition on the basis of vaccine use when access to certain brands remain unequal. How can a country that cornered vaccines early on now discriminate against those who had to sacrifice the scrounge for the limited doses left at the start of the pandemic? All the recognized vaccines work. Geopolitics should not pick and choose. Beyond recovery, we must focus on preparedness and resiliency. We are amply warned. COVID-19 will not be the last pandemic. This current crisis has shown that no country, rich or poor, is safe in a pandemic. Excellencies, even if we do all this, a resilient future will be out of reach if we do not take drastic actions. The Philippines contributes less than 1% to the global greenhouse gas emissions. But like other developing countries, we suffer the most from climate change. As I have said before, the main burden of climate action must fall more on those most responsible for this existential crisis, past and present. Human rights, justice, and fairness are principles all our countries pledge to live by. May ASEM partners have gone further, and may these principles a guidepost and a goal of their foreign policies. If there is one issue where this principle should be front and center, it is climate change. In the light of the Glasgow and the Philippines repeats its call for climate justice. The world transition to clean energy cannot be at the expense of the developing world's progress. This simply is not right. It is a problem 200 years in the making, from which some countries benefited more than the others. Now we are all on this crisis, past the point of no return. We call on our developed ASEM partners to stay true to their shared values, fulfill commitments in climate financing, technology transfer, and capacity building without political preconditions. We need to do more. Our part in the Philippines certainly will, but those who benefited from our planet the most must do more. Thank you.